have you ever tried to influence the Kenya buses, the double M's? Because I feel like the graffitis and the music, the exhaust pipes is like our identity as Kenyans.
Okay, you see now with big buses like those ones, they're like under a certain circle where it has rules.
Following up on that question, our elders and even government officials allege that the graffiti, the loud music, like incites those people to be rowdy on the streets. What can you say about that?
I think it's a transport thing, I don't know, but it's not all about the graffiti. The better the car looks, I think they become proud. The amount of pressure we go through doing these cars, when you see them outside there, it looks like magic, but it's sleepless nights, no eating, just working crazy.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm in Gong Road today and welcome to another episode. You know, so many people say that I usually show too much love to the Matatu industry, but you know what? It's because these people deserve all the flowers, okay? So today is going to be a very special day because I'll be hanging out with the King of Graffiti himself. Noisemakers wote nimeshawaanika, hata mkijifanya wazuri hapo. Nimeshawaanika. Ule loudest, second loudest. Yeah. The famous garage where the magic happens. I am super delighted to be here. This is where all the magic happens. On set joining me is the man responsible for all the nganyas we see on the roads, and his work is well recognized. The streets call him the King of Graffiti. Hi.
Hi.
Poa sana, it's so good to see you today.
Yes,
And
me too, pleasure.
Asante sana for inviting me to your garage.
Yes. When I started, it was still hard as the same as now, because when I started, I didn't know that I was going to be who I am today or doing the things I'm doing today, because at that time I was just an artist, someone who loved art, someone who loved cars. At that time cars was everything. Siati matatu peke yake. It was all about cars, because I was one person, I wanted to do something people could see. And doing on canvases, they could be just in one place, but I always wanted to be noticed, not in that way to be noticed so that you get more girls, more money or all this, but I just wanted to be noticed for what I'm doing with my hands, because since I was in school, I was an artist. I was famous in school because of drawing diagrams, map ya Kenya, the plants, the brains, the everything. So when I started, I decided, let me just see if I could do this, what is in my head on moving things, and that was Matatu. So I reached out to another garage, that the garage was called Catskill. So I went there. There were other designers, but at that time, not this thing of graffiti, normal designs. And at that time, it was not that hyped like now, because when I started the graffiti thing, that's where everything changed, and the kind of modification I brought into the market changed the whole game. I'm the first person to put TV on a Matatu. At that time it was, and that TV was this size. Wow. And that was something so big. At that time people were like crazy, but doing all that at that time was something so new to people. Some other people took it differently, other people took it, some people even thought I was a devil worshipper, because the kind of graffiti I used to, because I loved doing abstract things. I didn't want to do this normal thing anyone can do. I always wanted to portray what's in my head, put it on the car. My parents died when I was very young. I never thought I'll be someone people will look for me, because there was a time when I was starting doing this graffiti thing, I was like trying so much. People, I was doing things to the cars, praying for people to see it and bring me some work. And God made this that so easy. There was a time it's not like now, now I've taught many people. People have ventured into the business. People are doing what I started. At that time it was like a testing thing. I'm putting a TV on the vehicle, see if people will like it. Add another one, put bigger tires behind.
You see how the public will respond.
They say it's good. Then sometimes I even do stupid things. I do effects on the paint. People are like, wow. For me, it's like I just did it for 5 seconds.
It's nothing to you, but to us it was so fascinating.
You see, so all that's why I'm telling you, I'm always scared, because God has given me a talent which I cannot comprehend. He makes me do things which I cannot even imagine. It's me doing. And guys, honestly, I've met him for the first time today, and he is super humble. Kudos to you, man. And let me just tell you this. Our Matatus have been recognized internationally. And we have celebrities who've come to Kenya like Trey Songs to just sample that feeling of how it is to be in Ghana. So how does that make you feel? Well, I'm so proud, because I've not done it alone. We have been big teams. We are many guys who are doing this. I thank God, because at least I started something which gave way to other young creative boys who could do even things better than me, but using what I made it easy. Because there's a time people were scared of thinking of doing something. People are scared. It's in us. We're always scared of doing something. We are a bit closed-minded. Yes. You see, like in America and all these other countries, people do what they want to do. So me, I use that. So I decided, let me just do what I think is good. And look at it. I remember the first time guys from, I think, Germany came. It was in 2004. Looking to see, what is this Matatu? Who is doing this? They came up to Outer Ring. There's a garage called 2M at that time. So they came all the way there to see it. They were like, how do people connect with these things? It's like taxis in America. These are our taxis, but carrying more people and having music. Is like a moving club. So it makes me feel good, because at least at the moment I'm not doing as many Matatus as before, because it's like I want other people to shine. I've been on the Matatu thing, I think, for almost 20 plus years. So I need young boys to feel what I felt when I started. I want young boys to feel kutokea kwa TV, to come on TV or someone interviewing them. And please be proud of yourself. Please accept all the flowers that people give you and never feel some type of way, okay? I try. Sometimes I try to feel myself, but okay, understandable. So moving on, let me just be honest. Have you ever tried to influence the Kenya buses, the double M's? Because I feel like the graffitis and the music, the exhaust pipes is like our identity as Kenyans. Okay, you see now with big buses like those ones, they're like under a certain circle where it has rules. So they cannot go past the rules. But there are some circles they can bend the rules a bit, but the others they can't. Okay. Yeah. So most of the time, those buses you see, even if they do something, just small, so that it cannot go way over their rules or their constitution for the circle. Okay. Yeah. So tell me, these posh Matatus that we see, what kind of work is put in on a regular? Okay, normally how it starts from the bodywork. A customer comes, we decide on the kind of body they want, the big Matatus, or the kind of body they want. Then after the body, that's where it comes the seats, the interior, then the paint job. Yeah, the paint job, wiring for lights, then music, then accessories. Accessories are some things like those names you see with lights and all these laser lights. Those are the accessories, the rims and everything. Okay, it takes like, I think almost like 100 people working on one Matatu. Are you serious? Because they're different people. You see, like in my workshop here, you see there are different kind of people doing different kind of things. So it means that for one bus you have to have a guy who is doing the body. And the body is in like 3 stages. The framing, then there is that mabati they put, then there is the filler work. Those are 3 people for the body. And these 3 people have like their guys, like 5. Now that's almost 15 people. Just on one part. Now it comes to the body. Guys for preparation, masking the car, then painting. Those another 3 people. Everyone has 15, 5 people. That's another 45. Then you come to people like us now. Now we come with our own paint, with our own graffiti, with with the stickers. Now it's Moha and 15 guys. After that, then comes the guys for wiring. Lights, 5 people. Then for music, another like 10 people. Accessories, another like 10 people. You see, it has employed a lot of people, and the amount of work is put into that takes like a month or 2 months doing that. Yeah.
Guys, if you didn't know, I'm also right now being schooled here.
Because you see, honestly, most of the time people say we make a lot of money because one Matatu, the whole cost can come up to 5 million.
Just one Matatu? Yes.
So that's separate from buying it. Buying the chassis is like 6.5. The extras, the body, lights, music, another 5 million. So that's like 11 million. Maybe like someone like Moha gets 100,000. Another guy gets 50,000. Another one gets 200,000. Because what is put there is bought. It's not an easy job. That's why I told you, success is not, being alive is successful, because the amount of pressure we go through doing these cars, when you see them outside there, it looks like magic, but it's sleepless nights, no eating, just working crazy.
And guys, I told you, I'll be here to show you exactly what goes on behind the scenes, because we clearly see all the amazing work on the streets, but we don't really understand what is put in. And you guys, man, hats off to you guys, because you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
And another thing, so how is it for you to work with young guys? Because tunasemangati sisi we are lazy, sijui don't have proper work ethics. So you tell me how it is for you to work with young guys.
Kitu ya kwanza, first thing, I was a young boy. I was a young person one time, and someone worked with me. So for me, working with young people, it's like mentoring them. They are hot-headed. I won't refuse, but I think I'm even worse. Dealing with young boys, it's not easy, but them dealing with me, it's even harder.
Okay.
Because what they do, I do it better. So they cannot tell me anything. And 90% of those working for me, they were once my students. So I love working with young boys, because on another part, it's like they're giving me new ideas. They're young, more creative. Their minds are still fresh.
And let's move on to the National Transport and Safety Authority, the time they made the ban public, yeah? And I'm assuming that it had some sort of impact on your work. So maybe you can just walk us all through what you were going through at that time.
Oh, at that time, okay. One part I agreed with them, even if it affected my work, because at that time already a group of young boys came up. Very many boys doing the graffiti and everything, but they went overboard. You understand? They started doing things which was not acceptable to the transport. Now, the reason why they started banning the graffiti and everything, because some had some explicit things, guns, women, you see. And you can imagine you have a big boy and he's seeing you're doing something like that. How would they feel? Or my small girls, they see that, how would they feel? So I think at that time it really affected us, but it was our own fault. And that time we met with his name was called Major, the big guy for NTSA. Me and him, we sat down, we talked. He told us the reason why they are doing this. So I had to come back to the designers, tell them, now you have to be clear on what you are doing and have your principles and your rules.
Following up on that question, our elders and even government officials allege that the graffiti, the loud music, like incite those people to be rowdy on the streets. What can you say about that?
Atwa cannot make anyone rowdy. Themselves are rowdy. Matatu drivers, conductors, they are rowdy, because okay, I think it's their nature. I got them being that way. You see, it's because I think it's a transport thing. I don't know, but it's not all about the graffiti. The better the car looks, I think they become proud. It's like now they're the in thing, the hot guys, and being hot and all that makes you you want to show off. Yeah.
So finally, Moha, ongelesha every single person who's watching right now, what can you tell them?
Whatever you do, just make sure that thing is right, and make sure anything you do, you have to love it first. Because for me, I loved art, and I still love art, and I will always love art. Art has made me look like this. Okay, so I know I'm like this, but I love being dirty. You see, this is how I love being. I'm not scared of how I look in front of people. If I go to somewhere, people call me in big meetings, I go with my overall, my dirty hands. But this shows I work hard, and the only thing I need to please is God. I please God, then the rest will be easy for me. I'll see you.
iPhone 15. Tell us by Leonette.
Nikimpigia hapa ndo nasikia.